Hey everybody, Justin Weber, Amps and Sound. I'm actually in my own home office and wanted to share a little bit about my system and some of the new stuff that we have coming out and my best efforts at being Maria Kondo. So what we have in front of us is my personal Stereo 17, the Little Nugget, named after one of our cats. So my daughter calls her favorite cat Little Nugget and tries to squish the cat. And because it is so tiny and so heavy, just like our cat Paris is relatively tiny and fat as all get out and quite heavy, it got called the Nugget. It is essentially the replacement to our Stereo 15. Which was built on a wood chassis. We last built the Stereo 15 maybe 5 years ago and really wanted to see what could we do to give people a taste of our more expensive reference level equipment while making it more functional and usable. The wood chassis are great, but they have some limitations structurally. And by going to the metal chassis, I was able to actually get the ergonomics right and put bigger transformers in it, lower the noise floor, make it so you can't harm the tubes. Not that I've thrown a bowling ball at it, but I feel comfortable enough to stand on this and know that I wouldn't deflect. It wouldn't deflect or crush on my 244-pound version of myself. It's a great sounding amplifier with such a robust power supply. I haven't seen it compress without anything that I've used. Now, I normally use really high efficiency speakers, and recently I decided to simplify my office, try to get a little bit more space because I have a really small office where I do all my administrative work out of, and it's narrow. And I had huge Altec 604 speakers in here that I loved dearly, but were incredibly impractical. And so what I brought in here was my practical, what I call my old man speakers, what I think I'm going to have for my primary listening as I get older, which is a set of Falcon LS3 5As, which are 15 ohm. This being my personal version of a Little Nugget actually is an 8 ohm and a 16 ohm tap, so I'm running 15 ohm speakers on a 16 ohm output. What's really nice about the Stereo 15, the Stereo 17, is that you can get it with a 16 ohm output impedance if you want. It's running absolutely huge transformers, so it has full bandwidth down into the low 20s without problem. It actually will go down to 12 hertz, no issues. But it'll take it as far as any speaker you can provide as far as lows, that warm, lush mid-range that we all want, and then the right 3D spatial cues up top. Running our, what I just call our preamplifier. It's our real basic pre. I love the ergonomics of it. You have an input selector, power switch, volume pot. Nothing has a label on it other than the name. It's really quite heavy. It's like 12 pounds. So you have a 39-pound amplifier and a 12-pound preamplifier with 3 inputs and a phono stage. So you hook up any moving magnet cartridge, you're good to go, or a set of step-up transformers, which would be my idea, and you're super happy. And then we have started to dabble in the world of DAC building, partnering with Audio Note Kits, A&K. And this is our version of the 1.1, where we've done some really significant upgrades to the power supply, which we think are really important. You have our build quality, that's also an important factor, and then our coupling caps from Jupiter. And though the 1.1 in stock form is a wonderful sounding DAC, the version that Amps and Sounds builds, I think, is an improvement, and really happy to bring it. And we'll be at Can Jam with our DAC. And this is my office rig. So you have the WIM, I forgot the DAC, the WIM DAC full name, but you have the WIM DAC. Buy it on Amazon if you need it. and it does coaxial out, which is super cool. Wi-Fi or USB in, Wi-Fi or Ethernet in. So in this office, because it's not Ethernet hardwired for Ethernet, it's actually Wi-Fi for me. Wi-Fi in to my Roon server. We have coax coming in on coax here to the ampsandsound DAC. Could also go USB, not a problem. Going to the line stage of our Pre stereo 17 into the Falcon LS3 5As for near field listening on some solid steel racks, and is a really simple stereo system. One might argue it's a modest system. I think it has a real timeless value and sound quality to it. Everything is lush and dense and proportionate, you know, and for near field listening, it's everything I would want. You know, it's fast, it's accurate, and it's proportionate. And having a tube amp that isn't fat and sloppy, but is proportionate, warm, but not dry or analytical, is exactly what I want for my sound and why it's in my office. So pretty pleased by it. In reading the comments that was in the Audiophiliac's review, some of the things, the one thing that stuck out that I think was really good advice that we're going to work on is two things. One, the next Little Nuggets that come out will probably have name badges this size in all probability. And when they're in black, which is our default color, we're going to do black silk screens.